Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel. Thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Patek Philippe 5960P-016 Annual Calendar Flyback Chronograph. You can see and purchase this Patek Philippe on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full commercial listing for this watch, with additional accessories included with the sale, high resolution images, and of course complete pricing information for this Patek Philippe. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that this is a large watch for a Patek Philippe. The original 5960P launched in 2006, somewhat overshadowed at the time by the 30th anniversary references from the Nautilus collection, but this might actually be the most interesting timepiece released that year. A scintillating combination of Patek Philippe's first ever in-house automatic chronograph caliber and a remarkably sensuous case and bezel combo. This is a dynamic timepiece, and on the wrist, very substantial. You can really feel it. 40.5 millimeters across the round of the case. That's not including crown or chronograph pump pushers. It's actually not as thick as it looks, although it has a bit of a squat appearance. 14 millimeters is the thickness, but there's a nicely sloped case flank and concave bezel that visually pairs the mass a bit and also allows a dress cuff to slide up and over. At 49 millimeters from extremity to extremity across the wrist, this is in the upper echelon of Patek Philippe case sizes, but you get an awful lot of complication within those 49 millimeters. And again, it is very substantial thanks to the platinum construction and matching platinum clasp. The diamond set between the lugs at 6 o'clock remains perhaps the most tasteful and elegant and masculine application of diamonds on a men's watch. Just enough, I think it's an application of diamonds almost every watch enthusiast can agree on. Now, Patek Philippe pairs the watch with an extremely high-grade full platinum deployant clasp. It is a filigree style Calatrava cross on the outside, beautifully finished with the Patek Philippe marquee on the inside. The benefit of having a true platinum clasp is, first, not every house, including in high horology, still supplies platinum clasps with platinum watches. And second, because it is all platinum and fairly massive, it nicely counterweights the watch on the wrist such that it doesn't feel like it wants to capsize or tip over. If you're the type who likes to wear your watch relatively loose, it stays upright. Now, what it also has is a wonderfully bolstered black monotone stitch rectangular scale alligator leather strap, and on the underside, Patek Philippe's now signature trigger spring bars such that you can easily remove them at home, give your watch a change of shoes, so to speak, and do it without risking your talent or marginal talent against the lugs of your watch with conventional spring bars. You can simply pull these with the thumbs to release. Now, the shape of the watch is remarkably complex. There doesn't seem to be a single straight line with the exception of the top of the bezel and the junction between the bezel and the case top. Everything is a compound curve. Everything is polished platinum. Sensuous is the word, but there's a great deal of nuance, and you can see it to good effect from this angle in terms of how the light plays off all of those curved surfaces. Now, the dial of the watch is best described as simplified compared to the original 5960P. That watch, with a combination of colors based on a sunburst blue dial, was a little bit overwhelming to some. Now, this watch you see actually debuted at Basel World 2013. The precious metal 5960 was discontinued in 2014, so the combination of metal and dial that you see here was a one-year run. Always a great starting point when shopping for Patek Philippe. Now, there's a lot going on this dial, so it's best to start from the top and work our way down. You see the apertures vintage style, as were Patek Philippe's original perpetual calendar wristwatches in the 40s. So you have the day, you have the date, you have the month, and then just beneath there is a power reserve scale. And as you wind the watch, you energize a power reserve that's between 45 and 55 hours, depending on whether or not the calendar changeover figures in those last 10 hours of power reserve, as that can be sufficient to stop the watch when it gets toward the low end. But a very handsome dial. Apertures are the easiest way to read a calendar watch. A power reserve scale, discreetly placed, you can almost miss it if you're not looking for it. Leaf hands at center, all applied dart-style hour indices. Everything that's applied and polished metal on the dial is white gold, and the leaf hands are loomed, so with a luminescent dot outboard of every hour marker and luminescent hands at center, this watch has a little bit of sports watch to it in that you can see it in low or no light. Now you'll note at 6 o'clock there's the famed mono counter that debuted with this watch. It features concentric circular tracks for hours and minutes, hours on the interior, minutes outboard, and then a very subtle AM/PM indicator that's keyed to the time at center. That reminds you when you should and should not set the calendar. It's effectively not just an AM/PM but a danger zone indicator. The watch is also, and this is rarely advertised, a flyback chronograph, and you can reset it by pressing the trigger at 4 o'clock with no hazard to the movement. Now when you turn the watch over, you see the engine that makes it all possible. Now this is Patek Philippe's CH28520, and in Patek speak, it is an IRM, Indicateur Reserve de Marche, QA, Quantième Annuel, requires only one correction annually, the jump between February and March, and finally 24 hours. That is a reference to the AM/PM indicator on the dial. Runs at 4 Hz, free-sprung Gyromax balance, excellent timing stability, Spiromax, amagnetic hairspring made of silicon, and you'll note, gorgeous Patek Philippe seal finishing quality. Patek Philippe seal since about mid-2009. Of course, this watch from 2013 is going to feature that standard of signage, and everything from the circular Côte de Genève to the perlage across the base plate, beautiful anglage on the edge of the bridges, the levers with their grained finish, and polished screw heads with chamfered slots. It's exactly to the standard you would expect from the highest level of high horology, and of course, that particular sector's marquee house. You can see and you can purchase this Patek Philippe 5960P-016 on our website.